And I'm Amelia Santinello here at the White House. We are now on the North Lawn after spending most of the day on the South Lawn. That, of course, is where the first family resides, so they're sleeping tonight. And these lights are a little bright, so we've been moved over. Now, the White House invited WCCO down here to Washington, D.C. to talk about the President's American Jobs Act. Of course, this is a way for the President to be able to reach out to Americans where they live by talking to a local TV station. When I finally did have a chance to talk to President Obama one-on-one, I asked him at what point does the economy become his fault and not his predecessors?
It's always my responsibility. I'm less interested in allocating blame than just making sure that we're taking every step we need to move the economy forward. Traditionally after big financial crises like this, the economy takes a longer time to heal. And we've seen some progress. In the private sector, we've seen over 2 million jobs created, and this year alone, over 1 million jobs created. But it's just not enough yet to have an impact on everybody who needs help out there. Though we still need Congress to act, and that's why this Jobs Act that I put forward is so important. It incorporates ideas that traditionally have gotten Democratic and Republican support, rebuilding our roads and bridges and putting construction workers back to work, putting teachers back in the classroom. There have been a lot of layoffs at the local level, giving tax breaks to small businesses for hiring our veterans. These are the kinds of things that independent economists say could create as many as 1.9 million jobs. And we can do that and still reduce our deficit. But we're going to require some action on the part of Congress, and that's what I'm going to keep on pushing for.
When you look back now at your 3 years, what do you see as your highlights or what you're most proudest of, and maybe the lowlights?
Well, I think the thing I'm proudest of is having stabilized the economy, even though it's not where it needs to be. Keep in mind, when I came into office, the economy had contracted by 9%, which is the most since the Great Depression. By 2010, the economy had grown by 4%. So that was a huge reversal. And we saved the auto industry. We made sure that the banking system stabilized. The problem is that it stabilized at an unemployment rate that's way too high.
We have gotten several emails, and I have an email from a woman who says that she's a mother, she's lost her job, she has a daughter in college, she's almost going to lose her house. Are we better off now than we were 4 years ago?
Well, I think that we are better off now than we would have been if I hadn't taken all the steps that we took. I don't think the country is stronger yet than it was when the economy was still booming and we didn't have the Wall Street crisis and we didn't have the housing bubble burst. But we've made steady progress. We just need to make more. And opening up opportunity and making this economy work for everybody, not just a few at the top, that's got to be our #1 priority. And of course, part of the President's American Jobs Act is putting a tax on the wealthy, on the millionaires. Now, that's something that may sound a little familiar to you because that, of course, is what Minnesota Governor Mark Dayton had made on his campaign stops, a campaign promise, something that he wasn't able to fulfill. He eventually did end up backing down from that promise. Coming up in just a little bit, a rare look at some of the public rooms here at the White House, and you're going to find out why the Oval Room is shaped the way it is. Liz, Frank?
All right, Amelia, thank you. Well, today the GOP reacted to what the president had to say about the state of the economy.
The chair of the Republican National Committee says President Obama made a lot of promises that never came true.
President Obama is playing small ball because he doesn't have a plan to move our country forward. Between housing and student loan initiatives, the president's plans are too little, too late.